you ever wondered what it would be like to find out you're carrying 3 people when you were expecting to only be carried one? Let's see what that's like.
Miss Reggie, you're pregnant.
Oh, that's great. Well, I've already had one pregnancy, so it's no problem.
It's triplet. It's triplet. Triplet. Triplet.
It's what now? So that's not exactly how it went down. But it did go down, and I did have triplets. And now they're in the kitchen eating dinner, being loud. Probably too loud for us to do this video, but we're going to do what we can. Multiple pregnancies are completely different than singleton pregnancy. Ask me how I know. It's because I've had both. So buckle up and get ready, because it's triple the fun. There's a pretty generally accepted standard for singleton pregnancies. You get pregnant. You stay pregnant for about 9 months. You might have some morning sickness, a little bit of heartburn. People will tell you that the baby's going to have tons of hair, and you'll let that slide. And your baby's going to be born, and then 2 days later, you'll get to take them home. You are a family now. That's not always the case with multiples. It's not always the case with singletons, but that's the general idea. With multiples, you just have a different general expectation period. A general expectation for a gestation of a triplet would be up to 35 weeks. They rarely, if ever, let you go past that because you have so many physical babies inside of you, their growth can impede on your organs, and that can be very dangerous. Likewise, you have different expectations for how much weight you're going to gain, how much you're going to eat. Most people who are pregnant with multiples are told to eat about 600 extra calories a day, which if you're eating pretty okay, pretty decent meals, is a lot of food. It's a ton of food. You're going to gain a lot of weight. I gained almost 80 pounds with my triplets. You are going to be at higher risk for a plethora of things. Risks that would never even occur to you, generally speaking, in a healthy singleton pregnancy. I had already had a healthy pregnancy, so that was a good thing. But multiple pregnancies, totally different world. In fact, they're so different that even if you have had the same OBGYN forever, the same obstetrician, you're gonna have to change. Mine all but handed me my hat when they found out we were carrying triplets because they weren't prepared to handle it. What they'll do is send you to a doctor, a specialized doctor called an MFM, a maternal fetal medicine doctor. And they specialize in high-risk pregnancies for people who are especially sick or, carrying 3 people. It's different in a lot of ways. Your new doctor, your MFM, is probably going to require you to have a lot more visits than you normally would. In my case, it was every 2 weeks until 24 weeks, and then I was moved to a schedule of once every week. And then by the time I hit 32 weeks, I was actually put into the hospital to be on bed rest. These appointments are annoying, but necessary. They examine you for disease, for stress, and sometimes the examinations are invasive to make sure that your cervix is still closed because preterm labor is such a major risk in triplet pregnancies. They're extremely dangerous, triplet pregnancies, not the doctor's appointments. Because you're high risk, there are risks to the mother that include things like premature birth, with 90% of triplet births happening before 40 weeks. That's the unofficial claim for a new standard of multiple birth. You're at higher risk for preeclampsia, which I did have, diabetes, which thank God I didn't, placental abruption, again, negative, and death. And, well, it's not just risks to the mother you have to worry about. The fetus is always in danger too. The fetuses are in danger. Because there are more, there's less room. There's less room for things to grow properly and less room for the baby to grow at all. Most of the dangers, the highest risk dangers, include preterm birth, low birth rate, increased risk of mental and physical issues, and of course, death and miscarriage. But don't get me wrong, despite these grim, sad statistics, most triplet pregnancies produce living children, and dare I say they produce wonderful children. I have 3 examples living with me. My own pregnancy lasted until 34 weeks and 5 days. Under the care of doctors, my daughters were born at 5 pounds 3 ounces, 4 pounds 6 ounces, and 4 pounds 10 ounces. These are weights of pretty normal average gestation babies. They were healthy and thriving. They spent 11 and 13 days, respectively, in the NICU just for observation. They were feeders and growers. They're going to be 6 on Friday, and they're as healthy as anyone could ever hope for. Despite any bad days that I've had, the preeclampsia, the weight gain, the heartburn, the fear, the bedtimes, the potty training, oh my God, the potty training. Every day I get to be their mom. That's what I do. I wake up and I get to be the mom of the coolest people on the planet. That's who I am. And there's a lot of doom and gloom attached to the pregnancies and a lot of fear, but it's worth it, if you ask me anyway.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but
Anybody want a peanut?